Advocates for early childhood education sound the alarm. They claim Harlem School District's proposed major cuts will exacerbate the shortage of preschool spots in the Rockford region.
Yeah, Nathaniel Langley learns of the potential consequences parents fear from these reductions.
Daniel Sidney, there's a need for 14,000 seats for possible preschoolers between Winnebago and Boone counties. But moms expect Harlem's planned consolidation to add to that demand.
I don't think it's dramatic to say transformational.
Olivia Karstens credits preschool for supporting her son with a speech disorder.
He's the same great kid, but in school, he's grown so much socially and with language.
The mom sends her 4-year-old to Parker Center in the Harlem School District.
There's a lot of people who will move into the Harlem District specifically for their early childhood program.
Facing a $3.1 million budget deficit, Harlem administrators propose shrinking early childhood program seats from 360 to 80.
So there's not gonna be an early childhood program for any child at Harlem that doesn't have an IEP, which is shocking.
That definitely caught my attention.
Livia Bain with Birth to 5 Illinois says around 1,200 kids within the Harlem district qualify for preschool.
There is nowhere else in the region to absorb those children.
Illinois' Preschool for All program annually provided Harlem $1.2 million. The district would discontinue that funding under consolidation.
This is a choice that Harlem District is making.
Bain says there's a 13% return on investment for early childhood programs.
And we will see those effects when those children come back to kindergarten. They will be behind.
Harlem didn't respond to our request for comment. Previously, the district said it values early childhood, and the recommendation reflects financial reality rather than a change in instructional philosophy.
I think that the parents in the district are going to have a very difficult time believing that you will backpedal.
Harlem's proposal also says it'll reach out to the state and discuss funding options and potential adjustments to required enrollment.
The district paused its timeline for possible consolidation. Instead of a vote on Monday evening, leaders will discuss next steps at 6 inside Harlem High School.